Most people think empathy is always pure, healing, and good. But there's a darker side of empathy that not many people talk about. Psychologists call it dark empathy, the ability to understand other people's emotions, not to help them, but to manipulate or control them. It's empathy without compassion, and it can be one of the most dangerous traits hidden behind a kind face. According to recent psychological research from the University of Nottingham, individuals with dark empathy traits often score high in cognitive empathy, but low in affective empathy. This means they can read your emotions with striking accuracy, but feel little or no genuine care. In fact, Carl Jung wrote about the shadow side of personality, the parts we repress or deny, but still use to influence others. Dark empaths embody that shadow. They are aware of their power and can use it to dominate or extract. Think of it this way: not everyone who comforts you has your best interests at heart. Some people's kindness is simply a tool. When someone knows your vulnerabilities, your fears, and your hopes, but lacks compassion, they have the perfect ingredients to control you. This is why dark empathy can feel so confusing. You feel seen, but not safe. Today we are going to talk about the clear signs of a dark empath, how to recognize them before they harm you, and what psychology and Carl Jung's work teach us about protecting ourselves from them. Stay until the end of the video, because the last point might shock you and completely change how you see certain people in your life. Let's dive in. Sign 1. They mirror you to gain trust. Dark empaths are masters of mirroring. They observe you closely, your speech patterns, your hobbies, your values, and then reflect them back to you to create a sense of deep connection. This is not authentic bonding. It's a calculated strategy to lower your guard. According to social psychology studies, mirroring is a powerful tool of persuasion, but when used without genuine care, it becomes manipulation. Carl Jung's concept of the persona explains this well. The persona is the mask we wear to interact with society. A dark empath crafts a custom persona just for you. They make you feel understood faster than anyone else ever has. But that rapid intimacy is a red flag. Authentic trust takes time. Manipulation moves quickly. Sign 2. They use your emotions as leverage. Once a dark empath has learned your emotional triggers, they can weaponize them. For example, they might comfort you during your vulnerable moments, then later use what you shared to guilt trip you, shame you, or control your decisions. Studies on emotional blackmail show that people who understand others deeply but lack empathy are much more skilled at coercion. Jung would call this the shadow's exploitation of intimacy. By feeding off your openness, they create a power imbalance. You start to second-guess yourself and wonder if you're overreacting, while they quietly steer your emotions in the direction they want. This isn't caring, it's manipulation in disguise. Sign 3. Their help always has strings attached. Dark empaths often present themselves as saviors or advisors. They'll help you solve a problem, give you guidance, or provide resources. But later, you find there's an unspoken debt. This could be favors, loyalty, or simply emotional control. The help was never free, it was an investment. This echoes the story of Iago from Shakespeare's Othello. Iago appears to be a trusted confidant and friend, always offering advice and appearing to care. In reality, he's using his deep understanding of Othello's psyche to destroy him. The dark empath operates in a similar way, offering guidance that feels supportive but is strategically designed to bind you to them. Sign 4. They subtly undermine your confidence. Rather than attack you openly, a dark empath will chip away at your self-esteem through subtle comments, backhanded compliments, or disguised criticism. They know your insecurities because you've told them in confidence. By feeding those insecurities, they weaken your ability to stand up to them. Psychological research calls this gaslighting by familiarity. Because they seem to know you so well, you're more likely to doubt yourself than to doubt them. Jung's concept of projection comes into play here. They may project their own hidden motives onto you, making you feel guilty or flawed while they stay in control. Sign 5. They are highly charismatic but emotionally cold. Dark empaths often have a magnetic presence. They seem charming, funny, and even inspiring in public. People are drawn to them because they radiate confidence and understanding. But in private, their emotional coldness emerges. They can switch off warmth like a light when it no longer serves them. This duality creates confusion. We assume that someone who is kind in public must also be kind in private. But research on personality traits like Machiavellianism and narcissism shows that many individuals with dark empathy excel at public charm while remaining emotionally detached behind closed doors. Sign 6. They exploit your need for validation. Everyone craves validation. It's human. But dark empaths take note of exactly what kind of validation you seek, and they supply it just enough to keep you hooked. This creates a psychological push-pull dynamic, similar to intermittent reinforcement in behavioral psychology. You start to crave their approval because it feels scarce and precious. Carl Jung believed that our vulnerabilities are gateways for others to enter our psyche. When you outsource your self-worth to someone else, especially someone who can read you well, you give them the keys to your inner world. Dark empaths know this and use it as leverage to make you dependent on them emotionally. Sign 7. They blur boundaries while demanding theirs be respected. This one might shock you the most. A dark empath will subtly ignore your boundaries, asking intrusive questions, pushing for more time, or expecting emotional access on demand, while simultaneously demanding that you respect their space and privacy. This double standard creates a power imbalance that leaves you feeling guilty, confused, or too needy. This is a classic manipulation tactic. By making you feel like the bad or selfish one for asserting your boundaries, they ensure you're always available for their needs while they remain untouchable. Healthy relationships involve mutual respect. Dark empaths operate on asymmetry. Recognizing a dark empath isn't about becoming paranoid, it's about becoming aware. Once you see the patterns, you can protect your emotional space and make clearer choices about who you let in. Remember, empathy without compassion is just another tool for control. If you found this video valuable, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more insights on relationships and self-awareness. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever met someone who seemed deeply empathetic, but later revealed a darker side? Share your story in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.